Thomas Mitchell Morris, otherwise known as Old Tom Morris, was a Scottish golfer. He was born in St Andrews, Fife, the home of golf and location of the St Andrews Links, and died there as well. Young Tom Morris, also a golfer, was his son. Early golf career. Morris was the son of a weaver and began golf by age 10, by knocking wine bottle corks pierced with nails around the streets of the town using a homemade club, in informal matches against other youths. This was known as silly budcanses. He started caddying and playing golf from a young age, and formally was hired as an apprentice at age 14 to Alan Robertson. Generally regarded as the world's first professional golfer, Robertson ran the St Andrews Links and an equipment-making business. Morris served 4 years as apprentice and a further 5 years as journeyman under Robertson. By most accounts the world's top player from about 1843 until his death in 1859. For the early 1840s, Robertson often chose Morris as his partner in challenge matches, played by alternate shot format, which were the principal form of competition at the time. It was said the two never lost a team match played on even terms. The team became known as the Invincibles. By the time Morris was in his early 20s, he was the second best player in St Andrews, close to Robertson in golf skill, and won an informal match from him over the old course in 1843. But the two players rarely played seriously head-to-head. As Robertson's employee, Morris was in somewhat of an awkward position. Moves to Prestwick. Morris worked under Robertson at St Andrews until 1851, when he was fired on the spot after being caught by Robertson playing the new gutty golf ball. Robertson had a profitable business making the feathery ball, which was threatened by the emergence of the gutty. Morris was then hired by Prestwick Golf Club, which was just starting up. At Prestwick, he designed, laid out, and maintained the course, ran his own golf equipment business selling gutties and clubs, gave instruction to players, and ran events. He was influential in beginning the Open Championship in 1860, and struck the very first shot in that event. Returned to St Andrews. Morris returned to St Andrews as greenkeeper and professional in 1865 at a then generous salary of 50 liras per year. He was sought out by the Royal and Ancient, which formally passed a motion in 1864 calling for his rehiring. St Andrews was then in very poor condition, and his first task was to correct this. He did so by widening the fairways, enlarging the greens, applying greenkeeping techniques he had developed at Prestwick, building 2 new greens, and managing the hazards. He stayed in the post until 1903, a total of 39 years, and was kept on afterward by the R&A at full salary. Competitive highlights. Morris worked as a greenkeeper, club maker, ball maker, golf instructor, and course designer, as well as playing match and tournament golf. He came second in the first Open Championship in 1860, and won the following year. He followed this up with further victories in 1862, 1864 and 1867. He still holds the record as the oldest winner of the Open Championship at 46. Also, he was part of the only father-son couple being winner and runner-up. Morris held the record for the largest margin of victory in a major championship, which stood until Tiger Woods won the 2000 US Open by 15 strokes. He became the second player to break 80 over the old course, scoring 79. Robertson had been the first to do it. Once his son young Tom Morris became an accomplished player in his own right by his mid-teens. In the mid-1860s, father and son formed a team for challenge matches, usually played by alternate shot, where they proved very successful. The partnership, although not exclusive, would continue until the death of young Tom in 1875. golf course design, greenkeeping innovations. Morris played a role in designing courses across the British Isles. He began by assisting Robertson lay out 10 holes at Carnoustie in 1842. His subsequent work included Kingham Golf Club in 1887, Prestwich, Muirfield Machrihanish, the Jubilee Course at St Andrews, Balcomie at Crail, Moray, Askernish in South Uist, Lahinch and Rosapenna in Ireland, Warkworth and Royal North Devon Golf Club in England, King Edward Bay Golf Club in the Isle of Man and the Castletown Golf Club in the Isle of Man. Morris was also the father of modern greenkeeping. He introduced the concept of top-dressing greens with sand, which significantly helped turf growth. He introduced many novel ideas on turf and course management, including actively managing hazards and yardage markers. He was the first to use a push mower to cut greens. He improved play at St Andrews by widening fairways to handle increased play, improving greens, and establishing separate teeing areas on each hole. All of these measures spread out play over larger areas, and led to better turf conditions. He created a new first green on the old course, and was responsible for the initial design of the new course 1895 and Jubilee course in 1897. He also introduced the modern idea of placing hazards, so that the golf ball could be routed around them. This was the beginning of strategic design, which has dominated golf course design ever since. Before his time, hazards were thought of as obstacles that either had to be carried or were there to punish a wayward ball. Death. Morris kept working right up until his death, just before his 87th birthday. He died after falling down a flight of stairs in the clubhouse of the new golf club in St Andrews. He is buried against the eastern wall of the churchyard of St Andrews Cathedral. The grave is simple but stands beneath the highly notable monument to his son, young Tom Morris, which carries a bronze statue of the golfer in high relief against a white background, and is visible across the breadth of the churchyard. His grave attracts thousands of golfers each year who wish to pay homage to this golfing hero. Major championships, wins, results, timeline, NT equals no tournament, DNP equals did not play, WD equals withdrew, T indicates a tie for a place, green background for wins. Depictions in film and print. The 2016 film Tommy's Honor depicts the lives and careers of old Tom and his son, and focuses on the complex and bittersweet relationship. It is based on Kevin Cook's Herbert Warren Wind Book Award-winning 2007 biography, Tommy's Honor. The story of old Tom Morris and young Tom Morris, golf's founding father and son. Gallery.